Hello, I'm Zorab and this is Byther Farm, and today I want to talk about what motivates me. I've been asked quite a few times in the past, and then again recently, what it is that spurs me on and motivates me to keep on doing what I do. So I thought I would try and explore some of those ideas with you. And I am talking off the cuff here. I wish there was a script, but there isn't. About 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with long-term depression, and I'd already had it for quite a long time then. And so dealing with depression has been with me pretty much as long as I can remember. And when I came out of the very deepest part of my depression, I made the decision that actually I like this life and I want to live it in the best way that I can. And for me, that means being compassionate and caring and supporting the world around me as best I can. And that has to go hand in hand with caring for myself and supporting myself. And I think one of the best things I did was to learn to listen to what it is that I'm feeling and I'm thinking, and allowing myself to think and feel those things, and then look for a positive. So every situation that comes up, like our sinkhole in the front garden, it's been a case of I was really scared, I was frightened, I just didn't know what to do. I walked around for about a week in a blind panic, and I allowed myself to feel that. And then I said, okay, I've felt all that feeling, and now I need to think about the practicalities, and also I need to turn that negative situation into something positive so that I've got something to look forward to and something to build upon, rather than just focusing on the big black hole in the garden. I really don't want to sound like a Wonder Woman. I'm absolutely not. I am incredibly vulnerable and scared and frightened and nervous and all of those things a lot of the time. And mostly, but not always, but mostly, I choose not to show that on the camera. But certainly they happen. And quite often when I'm telling you that I'm worried or I'm scared, I'm smiling about it. And some of that is out of embarrassment, because I find it a bit embarrassing that I don't cope with everything. But I also know I'm not superhuman, and I absolutely can't deal with everything all the time. But often by the time I'm smiling about it, it's because I've allowed myself to feel those things. I've recognised what I'm feeling, and I know I'm moving through it, and that I will, one way or another, mentally turn the situation around into something that is dealable with. I'm not going to say it's always really positive, but I can cope with it. So that's how I deal with things. That's how I find my way through difficulties. But my motivation to keep going is probably born out of stubbornness. More than anything else, I am quite stubborn. I don't like to be beaten by things. I certainly don't like to be beaten by situations that I do have some control over. And I know that I don't have control over our natural environment. I don't have control over how other people behave, but I do have control over how I react to those situations. So the picture is there's someone who's a little bit stubborn, who doesn't like to be beaten by a situation, who recognises that the only thing you've got control over is yourself. And I think that is probably what motivates me most of all. And whatever I do, I want to make a success of it. One of the questions I had was, how do I keep going on the homestead when things are going wrong? And I've thought about this quite hard, and I think it's partly because I really like learning, and I feel like everything I do on our homestead is a learning process. I'm learning about new animals all the time. I'm learning about animal husbandry. I'm learning about growing our own food. I'm learning about soils. I am constantly learning, and that keeps everything fresh. It keeps it new. When the howling gales in the dark winter's evenings, it doesn't necessarily feel like a learning process, but as a bigger picture, it certainly does. And I think Mr. J has mentioned before, I actually need projects. I need to have projects to keep me going. So the way that I look at the homestead is that it's a series of ongoing projects. So in spring, hatching eggs and raising chicks and bringing them on into the flock, that's one project. The annual vegetable garden is another project, but within that there are loads of small projects learning to grow those individual different crops. and understanding more and more how they work and how the whole ecosystem works together and the part that I can play in that. I find that so interesting. How can I not be motivated by it? And one of the other questions was, how do I keep going on YouTube? How do I keep on making daily vlogs week after week, year after year? Well, it's only been a couple of years, but I guess that means one year after another. And I have, for this autumn and winter, for the first time, changed my video schedule, and I'm now doing 3 videos and a live chat a week rather than 7 videos. What motivated me at the start to keep on making videos is very different to now. So at the start, I really felt like I had a story to tell. I felt like we were on this new adventure, and I really felt the need to share it, which I guess is quite a selfish motivation. And over time, it seems that many of you are enjoying sharing with us the process of us setting up and living on our homestead. I've been very fortunate in that people have taken some time to put pen to paper or fingertips to keypad and get in touch with me and tell me that they have been inspired by or motivated by or kept buoyant by some of the things that we're sharing. I'm really pleased that our tales of chaos on our homestead have been of help to other people. And I've found when I watch other people's videos and they're struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with, and it may not be anything major, but they might just not know the same things that I don't know, and as they find out, it's like, oh, okay, so I'm not the only one who doesn't know how to do that. I'm so pleased I'm not the only one. I don't feel alone in my slight stupidity. And I'm not calling other people stupid, but I feel stupid when I haven't learned how to do things, or if someone points out something really obvious to me and it was like, yeah, why didn't I just think of that? And if I can be the conduit for people learning those things, well, that's great. And it motivates me to keep on making videos and to keep on sharing our story with you. So shall I talk about the dirty thing, the thing that no one mentions? Let's talk about money. Money has to be a motivation. It is what we mostly need to be able to provide ourselves with the things that we feel we need to get on in the 21st century under the circumstances in which we live. And I would love to say we don't need money, but the reality is we do, which is why Mr. J goes out to work. But he only works part-time. And so a great motivation for me on the homestead to raise the animals, to grow as much fruit and veg as I can, is that's my financial contribution to our household. And the real truth of it is, I don't want to feel dependent on Mr. J for all of our income, for putting food on our table and heat and lights. So the more that I can produce, the more I'm contributing, and it becomes equal balance. And for me, that's really important. So I am motivated to get out there, to raise the poultry, to plant vegetables, to grow the fruit. It becomes, for me, it's a matter of feeling a balance within our relationship, and not just, well, that aren't I doing well out there? It's much more deep-rooted than that. It's about a feeling of value and self-worth and contributing. And similarly, making the videos has given me a small income, and it really is quite a small income, but it means that if I want some new underwear or a new t-shirt, I don't actually have to ask Mr. J to pay for them for me. I can buy those things for myself. And that's important. That's important for my sense of self-worth. So it seems that what motivates me is not an acquisition of things and stuff. It's a way of fulfilling some very, very basic and deep-rooted needs, and meeting those needs and insecurities with a positive impact not only on myself, but on the community and the wider environment. I'm happy with that. That seems not a bad way to be. So, what was the point of all this ramble? Well, it was to get some thoughts straight in my head, to share some ideas with you, and also to offer some encouragement to be brave and to have a think about what it is that motivates you, and to enjoy every moment of that. And so, wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for today, I hope it's a good one. And I also hope you'll join me again next time.